people definitely need to keep working on this. But people are working on it. Like, I don't even know what his point is. Like, he thinks, like,
well, and the risk,
working on it.
And the risk really is, I didn't know this until yesterday when I was talking to Vic and David about this, but the risk is really mostly associated with, the Satoshi coins. It's and other early coins.
I mean, the actual
and other early coins
risk is, can you derive private keys from public keys? And the early P2PK keys have public keys that are exposed. Now, any transaction, right? When you sign and broadcast the transaction for a certain amount of time, exposes your public key.
Yeah. So it's
just Dogecoin coin.
Yeah. So it's short range, long range, and that's the short range attack. Is you attacking a transaction. But if you're like something like a hash protected P2WSH multi-sig,
it's harder for quantum computers. But like, by the time we're that vulnerable, like, it's a bad situation. It's like we don't want.
Yeah, I agree that we should be. So here's the conversation. I think we should be proactive about it. I think we should do like state of quantum style talks. I think we should like be adults and alleviate capital allocators' fears and stop talking about fucking spam or whatever stupid shit everybody else is interested in. Like, the quantum threat is a real threat. Spam is whatever. You could continue the chain forever indefinitely with spam on it. And so yeah, we need to be like, I think BPI should take a role in this. Who else is going to do it? Because there's no other adults in the room. So like, you know what I mean?
I disagree.
How so?
I think that
okay, this is the real confession of Aleister Crowley. The mad old bastard faked it. Between noon and 1 p.m. on 8, 9, 10 April 1904, a supernatural herald allegedly manifested in the Cairo apartment of infamous Victorian Satanist Edward Alexander Crowley. The proto-human entity named Iwas proclaimed the onset of a new epoch for mankind. Dictated the 3 chapters of Liber Vel Legis, Book of the Law, and appointed Crowley as figurehead of a new world religion, Thelema, and sole terrestrial confidant of Horus, the supreme deity of the new eon. In short, Crowley was the new Jesus, and Liber Vel Legis represented a new rule book, valid for the next 2,000 years. The age of Aquarius has dawned with the great beast 666 at its helm. On this outlandish claim rests the life, legacy, and reputation of Aleister Crowley. On this slender bough hangs the spiritual authority of his new world religion, Thelema. On this fantastical assertion dangles a global publishing industry, the faith of aficionados and converts across the globe, and the very raison d'etre of the OTO Incorporated, legal guardians of Crowley's literature and artistic legacy, and high priests of his magical construct. On the scaffold of those 3 pivotal days is suspended the ultimate historical fate of Aleister Crowley, madman or Messiah, seer or psycho. If my observations are correct, then everything written about and by the great beast 666 is subject to fundamental reprisal. I am not an occultist and intensely skeptical of almost all supernatural literature and its hyperbolic claims. Nevertheless, with reference to this work and the multiplicity of bizarre synchronicities that occurred during its preparation, I am unable to shake an unsettling conviction that the magical essence of Aleister Crowley guided my footsteps every step of the way. Whatever those words mean. In releasing this material, I have created a monster that will hang like an albatross around my neck for the remainder of my life. Liber Elvel Bogus is a book that nobody wants to hear of, read of, or God forbid actually be right. Somewhat paradoxically, it will attract interested parties with an allure equal and opposite to its force of repulsion. Ultimately, each will loathe it, on principle in direct proportion to the spiritual, psychological, emotional, and financial investment made in Brand Crowley. Aleister Crowley faked his own suicide. He lied about burning his passport, fabricated his ancestry. He spent his entire life hiding behind an elaborate facade of alter egos, costumes, aliases, and pen names. Given this and myriad other questionable character traits, I am perplexed in the extreme that some unable and unwilling to consider a possibility that Crowley's account of his reception of Liber L may not represent the expurgated and literal truth. For the benefit of unfortunates afflicted with acute and terminal cases of crow blindness, I offer this crumb of comfort. Liber Elvel Bogus does not exist. It is a spoof, a joke, a hoax, and a phantasm of my imagination. Its publication and distribution are a mirage. Crowley received a new law for mankind precisely as stated. Go ask, I was. Talk of a backlash. Since news of this publication first surfaced, speculation regarding its content has gurgled within occult, Crowley, and Thelemic communities. Heated debate relating to various issues allegedly raised has echoed uneasily around online forums. Most of the emails I receive these days routinely includes probing questions and jocular references to the prevalent ambience of trepidation surrounding my heresy, blasphemy, and treason. From the outset, I accepted that my findings would meet with a certain degree of caution and reticence. However, during the course of various correspondences, it became increasingly clear that a virulent strain of what I can only describe as instinctive aversion infects many aficionados and apologists of Aleister Crowley. Questions regarding Crowley's reception of Liber L. Vel Legis are nothing new. The Cornelius, David Horse, and others have aired a multiplicity of perplexing anomalies. Yet in the absence of conclusive proof, Crowleyites habitually bend over backwards in giving the Messiah the benefit of doubt. On consideration of this frustrating trait, I came to realize that the evident disinclination to look at certain unsavory facts related not to the inconvenience of compelling a recalibration of one's intellectual estimation of historical figure. At its heart, the unease foreshadows a dread of the emotional, psychological, and spiritual turmoil inherent within exposure, a self-defense mechanism enabling countless individuals for years and even decades to look away from circumstantial evidence left by an unfaithful partner rather than manifest the raw ego-shattering carnage of confrontation, betrayal, and separation.
basically cheering for policies that strip their own health care, raise their grocery bills, cut Social Security.
Okay, that's been a brief introduction and reading of The Real Confession of Aleister Crowley.
So I need to get caught up. I need to have a long conversation with Rob Hamilton. And
here's the other thing,
Good.
like, aside, like, because
that one I'm gonna get into it because I got too much going on. So racist white men that baked 693 black women.
Ultimately, each will loathe it. A principle in direct proportion to the spiritual, psychological, emotional, and financial investment made in Brand Crowley. Aleister Crowley faked his own suicide. He lied about burning his passport, fabricated his ancestry. He spent his entire life hiding behind an elaborate facade of alter egos, costumes, aliases, pen names. Given this and myriad other questionable character traits, I am perplexed in the extreme that some unable and unwilling to consider a possibility that Crowley's account of his reception of Liber L may not represent the expiated and literal truth. For the benefit of unfortunates afflicted with acute and terminal cases of crow blindness, I offer this crumb of comfort. Liber L Vel bogus does not exist. It is a spoof, a joke, a hoax, and a phantasm of my imagination. Its publication and distribution are a mirage. Crowley received a new law for mankind precisely as stated. Go ask. I was. Talk of a backlash. Since news of this publication first surfaced, speculation regarding its content has gurgled within occult, Crowley, and Thelemic communities. Heated debate relating to various issues allegedly raised has echoed uneasily around online forums. Most of the emails I receive these days routinely includes probing questions and jocular references to the prevalent ambience of trepidation surrounding my heresy, blasphemy, and treason. From the outset, I accepted that my findings would meet with a certain degree of caution and reticence. However, during the course of various correspondences, it became increasingly clear that a virulent strain of what I can only describe as instinctive aversion affects many aficionados and apologists of Aleister Crowley. Questions regarding Crowley's reception of Liber L Vel Legis are nothing new. The Cornelius, David Horse, and others have aired a multiplicity of perplexing anomalies. And in the absence of conclusive proof, Crowleyites habitually bend over backwards in giving the Messiah the benefit of doubt.
by consensus is like really bad precedent for us to set, and like very risky for, you know, government takeover of Bitcoin. And so that's like, yeah, anything you do to say like, yeah, we're gonna give it to the miners, or, you know, we're gonna solve the subsidy problem like simultaneously. We're just gonna set it aside, and yeah, now we have these Satoshi coins to have, you know.
But if you said, okay, there's a 2-year window to move your coins over. After that, the fees from transitioning over are like 75% of the transaction, like something like that. So that, you know, you can still move it over, but we're gonna assume, you know, there's a high likelihood. I don't know.
Yeah,
here's an idea.
You can do all that. Like, if people are
It's
thinking
going to
about
be
this type of
okay.
stuff.
The person who's
It
going
is
to send the
very
coins is going to be the U.S. government or the Chinese government. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, so they end up with what, 250,000 coins, 5 million
No.
maybe, like they're available.
Yeah, up to 5 million.
Okay, so you take 75% of it away from them
Why not
They're left
take
with a
all of it
million
away and solve the fee market problem?
because that still incentivizes them to free up those coins.
How do you think the U.S. government? I mean, we're going to do war games about this, but how do you think the U.S. government is going to react if China hacks all those coins? How's the United States government going to react to Bitcoin?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Are they,
I think it would
let's try
depend.
this. Are they going to react well, or are they going to be upset?
I guess it define. They're going to be upset if China gets a few million Bitcoin, right?
How is the United States government going to feel about Bitcoin becoming increasingly important base money if China owns a ridiculous outsized percentage of the supply of that money?
I imagine
Negatively. What kind of policies might the government put in place to discourage the use of Bitcoin then as a neutral base money?
Anything they put in would probably be self-harm, so whatever.
How does the U.S. government feel about North Korea having a bunch of Bitcoin right now, Zach? Like,
I don't give maybe you think this isn't very nice of me, but I don't really give a fuck about the American government.
Okay, but they have a lot of power,
Agreed.
so maybe you should care.
Well, we're not going to give them power in Bitcoin, so fuck them. Like, I think it's a worthy cause for you to fight for policy for your people, but you're not doing it for Bitcoin. You're doing it for your people.
if we decide that we're able to seize these coins, we are turning Bitcoin over to the U.S. government. So that, like, yeah, I don't think it's Bitcoin then. So, like, you'll have your, you know, US BTC, and I'll continue to use.
Well, what I'm proposing, which is the recycling of the coins, wouldn't be a government policy. It would be
It's favoring one government over another.
No,
It's not different than any other
Once we've
topic
done
going on.
that,
I'll tell you why it's different.
now
They don't have
we're
an
gonna
air
have
force.
to do whatever the
I'll tell
U.S.
you why it's
government
different. They
wants
don't
us
have an
to
air
do,
force.
right?
I
They
don't
don't have
actually
a
see the
navy.
connection
There's nothing
between a Bitcoin.
The ability to seize coins, we've now
Oh
demonstrated
no,
we have.
it's
right?
not about seizing coins. It's saying that there is this art fork that we are doing because of quantum vulnerability.
It will attract
Anyone who wants to
interested
move
parties
over
with
to the
an
new thing
allure
absolutely keeps it like no
equal
one
and opposite
has to
to
have
its
their coins
force
taken.
of
For coins that
repulsion.
are lost, I assume there will be almost nobody that has coins
Ultimately,
and chooses
each
not to
will
do this.
know
But
it.
I suppose if you choose
Others
not
look
to
in direct
migrate
proportion to the
the
spiritual,
ample amount of time we give you,
psychological,
then those coins
emotional,
in the new version of
and
the fork, after a
financial
certain deadline that's well
event.
announced way in advance, are recycled into block rewards.
I know. I mean, I get it, but you understand.
I
this
don't
is
even-
basically
I don't
what
actually
the
think that
Nazi
that's
people
easier.
are talking about right now. It is absolutely. I mean, whatever. We can use different words. It's fine. But like, fundamentally, we're saying we're going to make a protocol change that means we have whitelisted a certain set of Bitcoin and we've blacklisted another set of Bitcoin.
It's not.
And
Wait,
this is the way.
we don't know. We don't know what set of Bitcoin makes it onto the new fork or not.
I understand what you're saying.
defines a
You've
transaction.
created a policy for how that list gets created. I get it.
Which is you have to opt in. That's it.
But the precedent that sets in general is just like very damning to Bitcoin.
Now the network is forced to say you have to KYC your addresses or you get blacklisted.
I just don't have time to talk to you.
Well, I disagree with you. And I also disagree that doing that is not actively trying, like, the fear that China's going to get the coins. That's not my biggest fear.
Come on, bro. This is too much. I can't do it. Exactly. You know that you are wasting your time. Your wife knows you
It's
are
bigger
wasting
fear
your time.
to me that Bitcoin gets compromised
And then
and
you watch
China
your
gets
pathetic
coins.
little football games and call yourself a man.
Yeah, I just don't
You
think what I'm
come
describing
here
is
and
Bitcoin
talk
being
your shit.
compromised.
You're such a loser.
I think what I'm describing is still very strong property rights. You can continue to use Bitcoin Xi's vision if you want. You don't have to use the quantum resistant version.
I know. And this is why it hasn't happened yet. Because there's enough people that aren't going to change over. Like, you better have a pretty compelling proposal in order to get everyone to agree. And right now we don't have that yet, so people are working on one. And then you're saying you think that one meeting, and I'm having the same discussion with you I had 4 years ago with somebody else.
Exactly. You know that you are wasting your time. Your wife knows you are wasting your time there on his app every day. And then you watch your pathetic little football games and call yourself a man.
Okay, we need to
You
drop
come here and talk your shit. You're such a loser.
And you know, Zach and Nick Carter got there. I definitely do worry.
There's not even good enough evidence to keep this on.
Who is John Kitover? He sounds like a great American. Wasabi! Oh, we got him!
And you're absolutely right. It's totally critical, and you know, the community are, and there's probably a lot more of the stuff that has been thought about than the community side of it. So, totally agree. That needs to happen.
Yeah, but you gotta solve the technical stuff before you can even bother advocating, right?
It's like it's incredible the potential technical solutions and
As a community, everyone's looking like, hey, it wouldn't hurt if we could come up with a solution. Now, let's find the most, easy solution. And until you get one that we all agree is easy to swallow, we're not gonna. There's not a real threat right now, so let's keep working on it. It seems that simple to me. But I think that there is a quantum alarmism that is a little bit unjustified. And like I said, I'm not an expert in this, but
The person who has debated this in the most detail is Checkmate.
That's what's happening. It's time for humanity to wake the fuck up. And it's going to happen in the next 10 or 20 years. But
yeah, I think I'm kind of on the same page as Dave. The thing that I am concerned about is the catastrophizing and that leading to like making a change that's fundamentally like breaks things for something that may never actually come to occur at all, right? Like that's the risk.
Okay, but I think as a straw man.
Guys, excuse the state of me. This is the argument I feel right here. But we have
With urgency, not implement them right away.
It's not a straw man. I'm saying that catastrophizing could lead to action happening faster than it should. That's not a straw man.
the whole thing is a straw man that Zach's proposing.
Regardless of what your position that you're taking is, you can still whip up a mob into action that can be bad, even if it's not the intended action that you're seeking.
Bro, and hasn't Nick Carter kind of been against Bitcoin for the last few years? Now he
Yeah,
wants to
dude. I heard he invented in some startups that added code to Ethereum is a traitor.
Yeah, he's against Bitcoiners, not Bitcoin.
Ah, okay.
I'm with whatever the Daves think, I'm good with.
Let's go.
Canadians.
Not just Dave, David Short as well,
Oh, I'm sorry.
An individual was identified as Claudio Neves Valenti.
You guys also talking about saving Bitcoin was like explaining
Canadian
all this.
announcement. We have a special guest here, and we want to make a toast for the Secretary of Treasury, Scott Best.
We're gonna send out a survey monkey.
Let's go, push it.
So let's give it up.
Dave, are you explaining quantum to all the hillbillies out there? Like,
For the man who is eating.
nice.
Zach, I strongly disagree. Nick Carter has done his research because devs are working
For the
on
man
this
who.
and are proposing solutions. I dropped a bunch in the chat.
Oh, that's great.
I
I
want
also
to link
don't
in chat. They don't have time to talk to you.
What devs are not doing in detail on this. I am more concerned about the state of the conversation.
Well, you're claiming that there's not more games and discussions.
I don't wasting your time here on this app every day. And then you watch your pathetic little football games and call yourself a man. You come here and talk your shit. You're such a loser.
That's the reason for the attitude that this really pisses you off is actually,
She was arrested.
I just shut up. Like it's the same thing.
I don't know how anyone could reasonably say this is not a thing we need to worry about.
I don't know how anyone could use the as an example of a side.
No one's saying that.
Well, that's
Really?
Stop doing that, Zach, for a sec. There are devs that are saying it because they're so irritated with how they're kind of being told they need to work on this immediately. It's happening tomorrow. This is number one priority. I think it's really high on the priorities list, and there's many solutions being proposed, and the best are sort of bubbling to the top. But a lot of this cryptography is new too. We have the practice of not just adding brand new cryptography into SecP in a long time.
I think everything you just said is an entirely reasonable response, and is not what I'm saying.
The yellow belts are definitely pretending that quantum's not a thing. Zach's being early to the quantum. The fact that people don't take it seriously for a long time. Same with the yen carry trade. He's always been warning us about the yen carry trade, and it's back again. We need to put more respect on Zach's name.
Exactly. Quantum and the yen carry trade.
It's back to what happened today. Any update on yen carry and MSTR? He has been on the money lately.
What time is BOJ?
You engaged yet, Chris?
This is a yen carry trade group, right?
I have probably like another 10 hours before I'm engaged. So any women here, want to give me their last plea before I, get married off, now's the time.
Somebody ping Shelly back. Somebody ping Shelly back in the room.
I was gonna start talking like a woman, but I can't pull it off. So
You got rid of Kelly. Canadian John Seth.
When did you guys start dating, Chris? It's like a year?
It's been 15 months.
Oh, BOJ already announced a hike early this morning. Fuck. Or yay. I don't actually know enough about this. What is that? Is that what?
Well, that is the unwinding. Is if they raise rates.
Is it because it goes negative to positive? What's their current rate?
No, they've had this artificial ceiling that they haven't been able to eclipse, and I believe the narrative is that they are now breaching that ceiling.
I do remember last time this was all discussed. Zach was in here worried about it, and we dropped down to like 50K, I think, that day. Bitcoin. It was like, it was a really, then we bounced back.
October of last year, yeah. Oh my, it's definitely.
I don't really even know what the endurance rate is.
So basically, it's just because people are taking advantage of the low interest rates.
I know what it is on that level. So.
It's just free. Yeah, all they're doing is getting free money. So they're just going.
Yeah,
They're just shorting.
Yeah, the arb is. Yeah, the arbitrage.
They're able
Like
to
this
take.
thing called like
I
interest rate.
I do now know what it is.
But the thing is, they're hedging. They're going short on the.
Hear that,
as
Aaron?
well.
Free money.
Well, no, they're basically.
Yeah, it's great discussion on the Yen carry trade.
No, okay, you guys all know.
PTR. I searched yen on X, and this is the result.
I have a Twitter thread about this, the Nick Carter thing, and everyone getting mad about him investing in a quantum startup, and everyone who is replying to me is saying that it's a terrible investment because you can just own Bitcoin or he's pumping his bags. I'm just replying with gifs of Karl Marx or Lenin.
Wait, what?
The Bitcoin Puritans who don't like any private funding.
I think it's weird to get mad at him funding quantum because for the point you said, like China getting it first or whatever. So yay on that.
Well, and he's
Just like, if you believe in something, you're allowed to put your money where your mouth is.
repeatedly all over the place. Like it's I mean, of course, like it makes sense. His whole job is to invest in
Exactly.
technology.
So
So if he thinks there's some technology threat, like it would be a good thing to invest in. Obviously.
well, not even that though. It's like it's the twofold thing, right? Where the quantum guys need the capital to build their computers. So then they're gonna do tax, so they're gonna embellish the capabilities so they can get the capital. It's like the AI stuff. Like we don't have AGI.
And I do think Nick has seen like pitches that is like making him think this is gonna happen a lot faster than it actually is.
That is his prerogative too, though. Like I don't like it's weird if they're shitting on him for investing in quantum. Although I don't know like how you
But I understand
quite make money from it yet. But
Are they
you know I'm not
betting on
versed
him
on
because
commercializing quantum.
he's investing in quantum companies and then making it a big deal and trying to hype it up to like increase its valuations? Is that what they're critical of?
If that's what you assume when you hear he's invested in a quantum startup, rather than just he's worried about quantum and so making the investment, you're
Well,
probably.
did he make the investment and just stay silent, or has he made the investment and tried to like make like a case for the FUD argument?
He is a public VC who publishes
If that's what
theses
you feel
about
like
his
is best to
investments
do
and has
with your
for
community,
years.
and I appreciate you doing that with your
If
brother
you
and
have a
stuff like
problem
that,
with it,
that's a good start, man.
You're kind of.
I don't have any problem with this. I'm just trying to understand like what people are upset about on the
He
internet.
wrote a bunch of stuff shilling Bitcoin too earlier. I was really upset when he was doing that.
Me too.
I like Nick. Nick has helped me in the past in like 2020. He even attended one of these demo days I held where a bunch of VCs showed up to look at companies that are building on Liquid and stuff. He's always been nice to me. And like I said, my only gripe with him is he refuses to eat with his hands at beef steaks.
I don't think there's any problem with, like, again, like, he can do what the fuck he wants. It's just, do I find anything he says interesting if I know he's just doing it for financial gain? Like, is he just...
He can't move the markets with his tweets. He's not doing it for financial gain.
Does he believe that?
He's doing it for engagement then. What's the difference?
No, he's doing it because he, like many of us here, like being a think boy. And he's putting his ideas out there.
Yeah, and some people don't like think boys.
But that's not the criticism that they're making. They're accusing him of pumping his bags, which just means that they're poor and communist.
That's fair.
I think that there is the poor communist thing, but there's also just the fact of, like, I don't give a fuck. Did he explain that? This is, like...
Let's get into the nitty gritty. If he was pumping his bags, it would be at a markup, and unless the quantum company he invested in is now raising capital, and his initial investment is going to be marked up, I don't really see it as pumping his bags. Now he could be just shilling his portfolio, like, for maybe solutions or maybe other like clients or something, but I don't think he could just raise the valuation like that. Someone else has to actually invest after him.
The thing that actually helps you is if you post something like that and then years down the line you're right and your investment did well, and you can point to the earlier post and see, look, this was my thesis and I have a good track record.
He was contrarian at the time.
Yeah, it's like using Twitter as a diary.
But that only works if you're correct, which is why the poor communists are missing the point.
Why can't we just not like someone and then not have to explain it?
You can dislike Nick Carter and not explain.
I think people don't know why they like
explaining it with their bullshit.
I think people don't know why they like or dislike him. I think he hates the Bitcoiners because the Bitcoiners mob dogpiled him, made fun of his mom who's passed away and his dad for running a marathon. They did some really low blow shit to him, but in the name of him being some shitcoiner or something, because he invested in some, I think it was some KYC AML company.
It was a wallet.
Yeah.
I think where people get lost is where they feel like they have to explain why they don't like someone, and then they just start pulling at straws to try to justify it. And can't you just say, I just don't like this person?
Doesn't get as much engagement.
That's why it's all fake and gay, right there.
I think they don't like the idea of Nick Carter, this sweater vest wearing guy who went to Miami and grew a mustache too, and now gets girls.
Just say I don't like that guy. This guy's not my guy.
They don't like that he's gotten rich in a different way than them. That's really what people don't like, is they were promised that their 0.1 Bitcoin would make them a billionaire, and Nick Carter's actually wealthy because he has made private investment.
But that's your interpolation of the situation.
Yes, that is my read on the situation.
I kind of see it that way too, because it's easy to vilify him as a VC. I see he's the opposite of Michael Shapiro. Michael Shapiro would hate him.
They actually may have a flame thing going on right now. Let me see if Michael responded.
But do you guys actually find, I don't know, it bothers me, I find, when I hear people talk on Twitter Spaces or anywhere, and they're all pretending that they care about this issue so much, and they're offering their opinions, but they don't point out their bias. Okay, well, I'm invested in this company, and that's why I do that.
The first sentence of this piece on quantum was disclosing all of...
I'm not talking about Nick, this doesn't have to do with Nick Carter, but just in general. It's they point out their bias, I'm fine.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice if people make the disclosures like that. I agree.
During that whole ordinal debate and all that stuff, I'm I'm just I hear devs telling me all this stuff I don't know shit because they're a dev and blah blah blah. And I'm okay, but you just want to get paid to fucking do some ordinal bullshit, I'm you're not you're trying to pretend that you're some authority because you're so smart on dev, but but you just really wanted that paycheck, and that's why you're fucking, arguing that we need this technology.
So this is kind of how I feel, Chris. Like I said, I feel like I'm in quantum hell since 2024 summer, since I saw the NIST specification. And it's like things like that where I hear George and Dusty arguing about like whether Udi's going to activate a soft fork that makes OpCat happen again. I'm like, that's not how that works. And then Dusty's not having a serious convo with them because he's like, fuck George, he's an idiot. And I'm just sitting here and everyone's getting scared because of convo. And it doesn't, it doesn't go anywhere. And it's very frustrating.
Okay, I found Michael and Nick thing. So Nick had posted the thing about how the extreme bearish and central devs flatly deny that there's any quantum risk. That's what pissed me off. Because that is fucking gaslighting. That's like
that is.
There's any quantum risk.
And for the record, Adam Back is not a dev. Like maybe he was in like the 80s and 90s, but these days he's like a trader.
Anyway, so Michael responds. Think about
the police don't want you to know.
Why is every...
It surprised you to hear that other industries are also like yours, full of affinity scammers with fake technology. Quantum is probably one of them, but you know that. Nick responds. Complains about hype and scams. Quote, co-founded the ASML plus TSMC of hypersonics. I guess that's in Michael's
portfolio.
Michael's not responded yet.
But welcome to Quantum Hell, David. You've joined me too now. Everyone's in Quantum Hell. It's only gonna get worse. Zach, you're gonna feel what Nick did to us.
Oh my god!
Random like Fox News guy. It's gonna drive me crazy. It's gonna be like 2027. Sit down with you, we can go over all the proposals, tell you everything. It is being worked on. I agree with you, the human aspect leaves a lot still to be done. But then, just the way cryptography is, it like bubbles up, You can't really be like, this is the solution, we're doing this. Because someone might find like a flaw in the algorithm or something. So it needs to be thoroughly peer reviewed. And that's where they're like, they're more scared about changing something that works for something that's new and novel that hasn't been fully proven out yet.
Maybe we should be like, you're such a loser.
That's fair.
That's true. Like if you can find the CV and you have the NIST standards or any of this like Sphinx Plus stuff, totally. I appreciate it. It's like this is a constructive approach versus like a divisive approach where it's like, no, you're a retard, you don't get
I can take a picture of any book
like
and
kind
I'll
of
just
laughing off. Like I do see devs doing that too, but it's like they're like defense
first-person shooter FPS games.
That's response to it.
Yeah, it's going at 4.5x speed right now. Inch the speed to wherever I want to, so I like to listen really fast because I don't have a good attention span. Speed it up, slow it down.
They have, chosen to work on like what they think is important on Bitcoin, right? Like what they've chosen to work on right now, they think is important for some reason, right? Like they made a decision and they're actually doing something. And then some random person on Twitter tells them, oh, you should actually focus on this other thing that I just found out about. Like you should, you who have invested your life in this, you should listen to me.
And it's not so much even Nick. It's that like every fucking random guy on the subway or anywhere is now on their face about it because some random thing they read on like Yahoo.
How to use LED like a dermatologist. It doesn't have like a meter on this where you have to stick coins to get on. They're taxing on everything else. It's only fucking $1,000 to come here. Oh, he is.
That's a Jensen for sure, yeah.
Film crews. Are you for real? What's it like?
They're like not like overly expensive.
All right, how do you feel about Donald Trump?
Yeah.
No, I'm not knocking anyone out of the trend.
of this bodysuit from hiking, and it is me.
I just called the cops on you. Because it should be illegal to be this beautiful.
It's a miscommunication. Both people are just like triggered and concerned.
What do you guys do? I know you.
No, we're just spreading love.
And welcome to
Spreading love.
Quantum.
Oh my goodness.
I just called the cops on you.
The one that I feel really contributes to the combo and hear about quantum more than the Lord outlaid is there, and they showed me this quantum mining paperwork. I think the way they can look at the header is a little different from games, potentially, like they do with ASIC. I want to, look into that. I haven't read the paper thoroughly, but when I told Aaron originally, I was like, ASICs are like really dumb machines, so,
Get your top artist of the year.
I don't think they get a quantum computer to do SHA 256. It's more about breaking ECC with the discrete log assumption. And then, he was like, no, well, it's like the way templates are created, ordering transactions. Maybe there's some entity there that you can get with quantum, so I'm curious about that.
Listen here, you work for us. You're a public servant. You're supposed to be professional.
That was like a blind spot for me.
Would you like my computer number?
Why did he give me a number and you can't?
Because he gave you his computer number, bud.
I have a team in
Aaron's
the
done a
lower.
lot for this community. It's not that he's great, but everything else.
Hey everyone, it's
Jeremy Renner, a Hollywood star, and a 54-year-old man is being accused of threatening to call ICE on his 34-year-old filmmaking partner, E. Cho, after she confronted him for allegedly sending her unsolicited dirty photos.
You tell me the day or like a week you want to go over this stuff. Completely yours. I'll like get you up to speed on everything, whether it's Hunter Beasts or
Awesome.
other like.
If we do that, we should. I'll bring more of the BPI people with me so they can hear as well.
Sweet.
Hockey's open. Actually, it's probably not, but the DC location did actually formally open. I think today.
Nice, congrats. Zach, did I hear that James O'Byrne's on the board of BPI?
No, not on the board. He's just one of our technical advisors.
Oh, okay.
And I think he's on the advisory board for the Peer-to-Peer Rights Fund, along with notable Bitcoiner Mike Brock.
That's I mean, I guess you guys got a diverse board of opinions. But it's just funny, it's like, if you look at, James is actually one of the people who's very dismissive. Robin Linus is another one that's very dismissive. But then there are like devs like Jonas Nick, Lalu, Hunter Beast. People are, actually pushing. Jeremy Rubin has talked about probably quantum resistance earlier than anyone while he was doing his CTV proposal, because figured out a way where you could do this thing called a Lamport signature, and I think that was back in 21 or 22. So it's kind of cool now again to like actually approach the problem, even if you don't think it's real by your peers.
Lamport signature one, that's where like we could actually sort of use those now with like minimal changes.
Yep.
Like that's the kind of stuff that like
and did you see it?
We take like incremental like people who are worried about it and do these schemes, but we're not like fucking everything up.
Did you see that I think it was Jeremy or someone else that talked to Dan Bonet, and then he told them about like the Winternet signature, where it's like, it's a one-time signature, it's like a few times signature, and he like added to it, so it's a little bit better and more efficient than Lamport signature too. So all this, all the quantum stuff is, but yeah, like that's what I mean, like there's all these optimizations and these like sort of peer review cycles all these things are going through.
It's a rosé. I never had a rosé champagne. Hello. Hello, Danny. Oh, good. I want want you to know that I was here
I'd say
in
we
my
put all
20s. I
Bitcoin
said Lena Horne in
on
the Empire
open
Room.
dimes, and we just move those around.
And where's Cole Porter's piano?
It's waiting for you, man.
Oh, it is
I
here,
mean-
right? Is it?
Like, that's
We just
it's
start.
not a bad idea, Dave, because it's like, it's pay to pub key hash, it's like a one address,
Immigrants
at least
who
it's
are
hashed.
are
And then,
statistically
you know,
more
like a
law-abiding.
while, whatever long range and short range attacks, you're absolutely right. You can just literally hand someone that thing, and they can look up on the blockchain.
Yeah, we stop mining anything.
This war game.
Yeah, I mean, Dave's right
Everyday
too.
Americans.
We don't
And
even
in
need
addition,
like a
we have
fucking
been briefed and we
block
have
like
read
the
the
miners. We can
analysis
just
which
pause
show
the chain. Dave's right.
Verify it all. You hand out open dimes.
Oh wow, that's actually pretty clever, Dave. I didn't even think of open dimes for
People
this.
starve across the world.
Like there could be 100 block resources. Just like, I don't give a fuck. Got my open dime. I want some coffee.
This fella's being called the chillest dude in America.
I hope you like quantum, because you're gonna talk about it every day.
I hate it.
Yeah, me too, Dave. They're gonna talk about it every day till it's like 2030. It's only gonna get more annoying.
I think that's why I hate it. Because I don't think it's ever going to come to fruition. So I know it's never going to die as Bud.
I think it's entirely possible it comes to fruition, but it has to be like some crazy, miraculous sort of discovery in physics, you know? And even at that...
I don't think you can know it comes to fruition, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, it's like, that's a long possibility.
Yeah. Like, even with all the capital that, you know, these quantum resistant or quantum computer people get, they still might not figure it out.
And they're getting a lot of capital right now, but I think the more people think through this, the more they think that quantum isn't that investable as a technology.
I agree.
It's destructive. It's destructive. It doesn't build anything. So, like, why are we putting our capital in here?
Supposedly there's some, like, physics and chemistry related things that you
medical
can...
stuff, but the addressable market is like $2 trillion, dude. That quantum can be like helpful in. Like it's like not that big.
I think that's still big, but I think you're spot on where it's like I don't think startups really have a play in this. It's like gonna be IBM and like Microsoft and Google and like governments. Like I don't really see startups.
Dave over here, $2 trillion is too small for me to even.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I like this idea that money's gonna pour into it until it happens. I don't know if it's true.
Alright, good chat, guys. Stay up. Don't let the quantum guys bully you.
So
Tell Nick, eat with his hands.
Paul's looking for you, Silva. We know about your fucking Portuguese brethren.
Looking for me?
Oh, shit. Silva, you knew the brown shooter?
No.
Hey, Huddle, you here? Silva knew the brown shooter?
Silva's fucking here. We're asking him. The brown and MIT shooter was.
You know Nuno Lorello de Silva?
Nuno?
Hey, man, what happened? Sometimes I get the fucking Portuguese the fuck out of here! Get my fucking country, dude!
Like,
I don't understand, dude! Start with some.
Portuguese. Wait, hold on a second. I was told.
At first they came for the Portuguese, and I said, go get Silva, make sure you get him!
Y'all sound fucking retarded. You dating the girl that's still in high school. You a pervert. Shut up.
Oh, you want to fuck a nigga?
In high school.
She just
Dating a high school
Yeah, you better listen to that BBC bag. You better listen to that.
Shut up.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Oh,
but if you want to fight that in your country, that's
So we were convinced that it was the Muslim guy because they were scrubbing his profile. But it seems like now, it seems like now they were scrubbing his profile because he was getting falsely targeted by right wingers. Which again just makes you look more guilty when it's a comms failure on Brown's part. But I will say, Johnson was right about the two things being connected, and I think he was the first person I heard say it. So he gets a half. He gets a 50%.
Yeah, that's fair. Hey, Silva, I think there's a broader conspiracy against like Brazilians versus Portuguese. And you guys take this big out.
You think an 18-year-old is old enough to have a rocket and not old enough to have a dick in their hand?
It's a Portuguese. Yeah, it's dealer's choice on if you count them as white or not. I personally don't.
Hold on a second.
But not a dick one from somebody
Justice coming for
They're smart.
Brazilian Portuguese is the real Portuguese.
You know what happens every time there's a terrorist attack? Every Arab on the planet goes. And then we get Portuguese and we go, and
hello?
they still want us to fucking deal with the Portuguese and take them on as brown guys too? What the
No, hey, listen, we don't fuck with these pagan
Hello?
butchers, but you know what I mean?
Hello?
Silva, do they even paella? I thought that was
I sampled their sausage.
Hello?
Communication is hypnosis. Come on, let's get it out the way, John. Go ahead, Zoe.
Malcador, let's get You know what?
Get it out the way.
Let's get it, bro.
All right, I'd like to address the topic at hand. Point of order. Man is indeed infinitely great. We are so vast and profound, you have no idea. That man with those stinky dreads, what a waste of time. But not you talking apes. Man is from the beyond. The clarion call. We are from Mars. We are from Venus. We are from Uranus. And when you go inside Uranus, you find the secret source of all gravity, density, meaning, joy, joy, joy. But there are people on this app who will waste your time because they came here with brain rot so severe that they will convince you that you yourself are actually accomplishing something here. But you know it's true. You know that this is a huge waste of fucking time. You know it, and I know it, and you've got nothing better to do, and you're lazy.
Damn, you think it's bad.
That is very strange.
Yo, I like the way they changed the topic, though.
Yeah.
Every time somebody tells somebody that Trump is a piece of shit, y'all want to change the topic. This shit is crazy. And I'm a Republican, by the way, just not a MAGA.
Trump only can defeat women. That's the only way he won against women.
He won because he's a Democrat lying to the Republicans. Now he can't even keep his eyes open in a fucking meeting.
Yeah, I think you might be confusing.
See, when he went against Biden, he got smoked.
I ain't worried about Biden. Who's the president now?
I said when he went against him, he got smoked.
Right. Could be that too.
We just know they went to school together.
I'm gonna take it from you, you know.
How once warned me the guy at Shapiro was gonna kill me in a similar ilk. So the guy that was killed is not.
By the way, I've seen this happen, and it always pinpoints back to college or high school. And these people decide that somebody in college or somebody in high school ruined their fucking life. Gonna, do something about it. Like it's a real thing that happens.
The guy that was killed from MIT he's from a town in Portugal that's not far from where my family was from.
Oh, so this is inter-Portugal beef. Don't bring your ethnic shit here, fucking Portuguesers.
We've been talking about American, bitch.